stored. The toilet's flooding and the garage is full of poo. Sorry, what was that, David? What's poo? There's F***T everywhere. That right there is how my Christmas day started. My family and I go home to Tasmania for Christmas every year, and this year was no exception. Brothers and sister, uncles and aunties, second cousins and in-laws come from around Australia to squish into my pop's old, red brick 2-story house. It's really quite lovely. Well, it would be if we were normal, sane, even, but we are not, hence why you're here reading about how my Christmas day was unequivocally worse than yours. So, back to the garage full of *T. It all started at 3 a.m. when my dad got up to use the loo. Being the considerate person he is, Dad decided to use the downstairs bathroom so as not to wake anyone up. Only when he got to the bottom of the stairs, he felt something moist underfoot on the garage floor. By underfoot, I mean his bare feet. Then came the yelling. Turns out Pop's decades-old plumbing was not at all up to the task of facilitating everyone's waste. Having not one, but 2 irritable bowel sufferers who ate 3 kilos of cherries in one sitting, handy hint, don't eat 3 kilos of cherries in one sitting, in the house didn't help. Sadly, the plumber was enjoying a lovely Christmas breakfast with his family and couldn't make it out to unblock the situation until 10:30 a.m, leaving us with no choice but to trek it to the neighbors every time nature called. And when the plumber finally did show up, it took him all of 3 seconds to shove a plunger in there and fix the problem, which he described as a women's issue because of the excess toilet paper stuck in the pipes. That wisdom set Pop back $500. Next came Christmas Day lunch. All the parents thought having Christmas lunch out this year would be a fab idea, so at midday we arrived at a local establishment. Keep in mind, this is taking place in Tasmania. Just for context's sake. At 29, I was officially the youngest human in the dining hall by almost half a century. On the plus side, it was very easy to maneuver around to get the buffet and nab the crunchy potatoes because the competition was so slow off the mark. That said, the serving staff were also of the same vintage as most of the patrons, meaning it took a very long time to get drinks from the bar. So long, all of us, including my 84-year-old Pop, started double parking the XXXX Golds. Side note, we're also 97% sure our table's waitress was high on something, because she kept taking our plates away, even when we were still 4 slices of turkey and a bread roll away from being done. At this stage, things were looking up. No one had died during lunch, the food was pretty good and we had Christmas pudding and chocolate mousse for dessert. But of course, we hadn't made it to the in-laws yet. That's when the day went from unfortunate to horrendous. And not in a funny, we'll laugh about this later kind of way either. Listen, the ladies from Mamma Mia Out Loud help out a listener with a